להיות עוד באוויר, עם עייף חובש פצעיו, יושב סופר ימיו, צעקות בושה בכל העיר. דור רוצה תשובה עכשיו, זכאי ולא חייב. בגוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, נחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. לך קראנו בלילות, ועוד נצעק ברחובות, רחם עלינו אבא, הושיענו, הושיענו. זמן עובר כולם ממהרים, דור מחיש את פעמיו, רוצה הכל עכשיו. שמש בשמיים אפורים, עם בארץ אבותיו, נלחם עוד על חייו. בגוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, מחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. לך קראנו בלילות, ועוד נצעק ברחובות, רחם עלינו אבא, הושיענו, הושיענו. גוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, נחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. לך קראנו בלילות, ועוד נצעק ברחובות, רחם עלינו אבא, הושיענו, הושיענו.
יום שלישי במחלקה, אביב עם הגיטרה מתיישב אצל אורי, ליד חזרה מהר להפסקת הסיגריה, חיכתה כל השבוע, חיכתה כל השבוע לאביב עם הגיטרה. וואו. יום שלישי במחלקה, אביב עם הגיטרה, מתחילים עם שלמה ארצי, קצת קלאסיקות מפעם ורוק ישראלי, מיד חזרה מהר, חיכתה כל השבוע לאביב עם הגיטרה. מקס יושב בשקט כמו אח מאומץ, בחיוך הוא מתנצל, לא, הוא לא מכיר את אריק איינשטיין, שבועיים לפני שגילו לו הרופאים, התגייס לצבא הגנה לישראל. יום שלישי במחלקה, אביב עם הגיטרה מתיישב אצל אורי, ליד חזרה מהר להפסקת הסיגריה, חיכתה כל השבוע, חיכתה כל השבוע לאביב עם הגיטרה. מקס יושב בשקט כמו אח מאומץ, בחיוך הוא מתנצל, לא, הוא לא מכיר את אריק איינשטיין. שבועיים לפני שגילו לו הרופאים, התגייס לצבא הגנה לישראל. למקס, מי יקים צבא הגנה לאורי, מי יקים צבא הגנה לניתאי, מי ילחם על אמיתי, מי יקים צבא הגנה למקס, מי יקים צבא הגנה לאורי, מי יקים צבא הגנה לניתאי, מי ילחם על אמיתי, הלוואי. יום שלישי במחלקה, אביב עם הגיטרה התיישב אצל אורי, ליד חזרה מהר, הפסקת הסיגריה חיכתה כל השבוע, חיכתה כל השבוע לאביב עם הגיטרה.
תיתן אחרית לעמך, תשיב מקדש לתוכנו, תרומם הר מרומרים, תקומם קרן גדולה, תציר מחשקי עיבור, תפאר יושבת בדם, תעטה במלוכה לבדיך, תסיר חרפה מאיר, תנער זדים מזבוליך, תמציא צדקה לדעתך, תלבב את רעייתך, תכרות לברית חדשה, תיקר נפשה בעיניך, תתארנה במים טהור, תחנה בעיר חנת אביב, תזקוף קומת תמרה.
Israel, we are allied with you. In 2025, in over 100 places in 22 nations, people are taking to the streets to lift their voices against anti-Semitism and say, we will not be silent. Now many of these people have traveled to Israel for the March of the Nations 2025 to say, Israel, we are allied with you. Today we are here in Jerusalem from Israel and from many nations, and together we are going into a new future. Welcome to the March of the Nations Gala event.
נשיקת זהב, אם אשכחך ירושלים אשר כולה זהב, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. עזרנו אל ברות המים, לשוק ולכיכר, שופר קורא בהר הבית בעיר העתיקה, ובמערות אשר בסלע אלפי שמשות זוכות, נשוב נרד אל ים המלח בדרך יריחו, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור,
A very warm welcome, good evening, and shalom chaverim tonight.
Yeah, we're so happy to see so many faces. Well, actually, we don't see too much because of the light, but we're happy because we know there are many people on site here in Jerusalem, and there are also many people watching online. Very warm welcome tonight.
It's so great to be here tonight. So we are happy that we can be here tonight in Jerusalem for the March of the Nations Gala event. And tonight we have a very special program with the opening of the very new exhibition From Foes to Friends. And this is a very special place because we are here in the very place where the Eichmann trial was held. And tonight we are standing here as friends for Israel of all the nations.
And we're so honored that we have the IDF band here tonight, and they're gonna play here with our German band, which is very special. I'm so much looking forward to hearing this, so you can be happy to hear this. And yeah, we're so happy that they are here. Well, a very warm welcome to you as well.
And we will also welcome our special guests and guests of honor in just a minute. But before that, we need to share some practical information with you, so please listen to the information we need to share right now.
Yeah, in case of a rocket alert, we want to ask those sitting down here to just remain seated. And all those that are sitting on the balcony up there, you can just move to the right and to the left side. Please don't stay seated in the middle. Move to the right and to the left side. This is very important.
Now, we want to first of all welcome our very special guests that are the survivors of the Shoah. And we are so pleased and glad that Irene Shashar is with us tonight. And also Rachel Fletcher, thank you for coming. Shlomo Hameri, Aryeh Itamar, thank you for coming tonight. Another special guest that will also talk to you, that he's here tonight, is Ilan Dalal with his family. So he's part of a family of hostage Guy Gilboa Dalal, and he will share more about his story tonight. And thank you for coming also.
And then we want to welcome our guests of honor. We have here Matan Kahana, he's member of Knesset. We have Ora Korasim, chairwoman of Vizo Israel. We have David Parsons, vice president of ICEJ here in Jerusalem. We have Josh Reinstein, he's the president of the Israel Allies Foundation. We have Albert Wexler, who's the founder of the Jerusalem Prayer Breakfast. Welcome to you. We have Dr. Ricardo Utler, who's the president of the Jewish community in La Paz in Bolivia. And we have Shaya Ben Yehuda, former director of the international relations at Yad Vashem. Welcome to you. Want to welcome also Yehuda Glick, former member of Knesset, and also Professor Gideon Greif, who's a Holocaust researcher well known, and Ephraim Zurov, who's a former Nazi hunter of the Simon Wiesenthal Center. And we also want to welcome Rabbi Pawlowski from southern Germany, from the IRGV. Welcome to all of you. We're pleased that you're here.
This very special night marks the beginning of the conference as well, the March of the Nations conference, and the whole conference is organized by the March of Life. And we're very happy also to welcome the organizers tonight. That is the March of Life founder and president Jobst Bittner and his wife Charlotte. And also the March of Life international director Heinz Reuss. And we want to ask you, Heinz, to come to the stage and share a few words of greeting and also a little bit about the conference.
So wonderful to see all of you here tonight for this special gala evening. And as we've said before, this is the gala evening, but also it's the start of the March of the Nations conference. And the March of the Nations is the annual event of the International March of Life movement. So people who have been on the streets in many nations to lift their voices for Israel and against anti-Semitism are coming to Israel to bring the message of hope to the streets in Israel, the message of friendship from the nations. And so this year, it has been especially challenging. So we've been doing March of the Nations since 2018. And every year there's a challenge, but this year it has been especially challenging because of all the flight cancellations. So some people had to cancel, but we have managed to bring over 80% of the people registered to the March of the Nations. And they are coming from 15 nations, 15, Austria, Belarus, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Italy, Paraguay, Poland, Switzerland, the Netherlands, Turkey, the UK, Ukraine, and the United States of America. So many people had to rebook their flight. Everyone who had to rebook their flight, can they just like kind of wave? So I can't see it, but I think it's over half of the people. So maybe you can show this. So people had to rebook their flights, driving hours to some distant airports, to Prague or somewhere. Some booked flights to Greek islands, to Rhodes, to Thessaloniki, to Crete, and the most committed of all is Adi Penna. Where are you, Adi? Can I see you? Can you stand up? This is Adi Penna. He's from Paraguay. He's a March of Life organizer, Marcha de la Vida. He organizes marches in many places in Paraguay. He traveled 48 hours from Asunción to Madrid, from Madrid to Frankfurt, from Frankfurt to Cyprus, and then to Tel Aviv. So Adi, thank you for coming and making the effort here to come. So, by the way, many brought family here, so the kids are not here now, but many brought their families. And that's so wonderful because we want to show our friendship and our love to Israel in that way. So what will be happening in these days during the March of the Nations? We will be having a conference tomorrow and on Tuesday here at Beit Haam with international speakers, Christian and Jewish speakers with prayers and much more. On Tuesday, we'll have a very special event for a delegation of the March of the Nations at the Knesset, hosted by member of Knesset Moshe Turpaz. And on Wednesday, we will have 5 March of the Nations in 5 cities simultaneously in Israel, in Beersheba, in Netanya, in Zikron Yaakov, in Tiberias, in Metula, in the north, which is very, very special in this time. And our message this year is, Israel, we are your allies. And so we... So we will be holding these marches in cooperation with the municipalities. So you're very welcome to join in. You can go to our website. You will find out more about the exact dates and times and places that this will happen. I want to say a few words about the March of Life movement, which was founded in 2007 by Jobst and Charlotte Bittner, when within our local church in Tübingen in southern Germany, we started to face up with the difficult history of our families. Because our fathers and grandfathers were Nazis, they were actual perpetrators of the Shoah as SS officers, as Wehrmacht soldiers, and more. And it's so special to be here at Beit Haam because right over here, Adolf Eichmann was sitting and he was denying his guilt in the most terrible ways, while Holocaust survivors on this side were sharing their heart-wrenching testimonies. And we are here as descendants of the Nazis, and we say that we stand and we admit to the crimes that our grandfathers and great-grandfathers did, but we are also standing here to say that we have changed, and today we stand with Israel and the Jewish people. And So the first March of Life was on the route of a death march from Biesingen, which is a small sub-camp close to Tübingen, to Dachau. And we walked on the trails of the death marches. And from this march, an international movement has started, and not only in Germany, but all over the world. And alone in this year, we will have marches of life in over 100 cities in 22 nations. Our vision is remembrance, reconciliation, taking a stand for Israel and against anti-Semitism. And this year we have a special message that we have at all the marches on our banners, which says, we will not be silent for Israel and against anti-Semitism. So at this point, I want to especially recognize the March of Life directors, which are leading the marches in the different nations, who have made it to the March of the Nations. So we have Dorothee Haas, who's leading the marches in Germany, Mike and Lynn McNally, who come from the UK and lead the Marches of Life in the UK, in England, in Northern Ireland, and in Wales, Edward Zwiert, who's leading the marches in Poland, Kari Teitinen from Finland, Michael Ruh from Switzerland, and Ruth Karrer, who is leading the marches in Paraguay. So great that you made it out here to Jerusalem and that we can bring the message of the March of Life here to Israel. We'll now see a short video about the March of Life in 2025, and then I want to ask Igal Even-Ziv, who is the Israeli director of the March of Life, to the stage to give a greeting.
This was 80 years ago. This was 1 year ago. What we do today determines our tomorrow. This is why we will not be silent in the face of anti-Semitism from all sides. And we will not be silent, but we will stand publicly in friendship and on the side of the State of Israel. And it's thousands joining us all over the world in over 100 cities in 22 nations. And
Okay, well, sorry for the short interruption. What the video actually said is that we've been to over 100 cities in this year and over 22 nations. And now I'm happy to welcome the Israeli director of the March of Life, Igal Evenziv, and let's please welcome him with a warm hand of applause.
אני אדבר בעברית בכוונת מכוון, וסטי תתרגם אותי.
I will talk in Hebrew, but there will be English translation.
שלום לכל החברים מ-March of Life.
Shalom, dear friends of March of Life.
אני רוצה להודות לכל אחד ואחד מכם, באופן אישי, על הגעתכם לישראל בתקופה קשה ומסובכת זו.
I would like to thank of you personally for coming to Israel, especially in these difficult and complicated times.
היה עליכם להתמודד עם המצב הביטחוני בארץ, והן עם ביטולי הטיסות שהחלו לפני מספר ימים.
You had to deal with both the situation in the country, the security situation, but also with all the flights cancellations that started a few days ago.
אנחנו במדינת ישראל מתרגשים מאוד מהחיבוק החם והתמיכה שלכם בנו לאורך כל השנים, ובמיוחד היום בתקופה הנוכחית.
We in the state of Israel are very, very moved by your warm embrace and the support for us throughout the years and especially today for these difficult times.
פעילותכם בעולם לתמיכה במדינת ישראל, למאבק באנטישמיות וההתמודדות עם העבר של משפחתכם, הם עבורנו תיקון עולם.
Your activities around the world supporting the state of Israel, fighting anti-Semitism and dealing with your family's past is for us tikkun olam.
וכפי שאמרתי לכם בוועידה בטובינגן, אתם תרגישו באהבתם של האנשים בישראל.
And as I already told you in the conference this year in Tübingen, you will feel the love of the people of Israel.
אנחנו צריכים לזכור שלצערנו הרב, יש עדיין 59 חטופים בעזה.
And we need to remember that there are still 59 people kidnapped and captivated in Gaza.
עליכם להמשיך לפעול בעולם ככל יכולתכם, לספר את הסיפור של החטופים עד לשובם. כולנו מתפללים לחזרתם.
And you must continue to act in the world as much as you can and tell their story of the kidnapped people until they return. And we pray for their return.
Bring them home
now.
תודה.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
For someone to hear them and take them out of hell. Then the terrorists took them back to the dark, narrow tunnel where they were beaten and abused on a daily basis. And we fear that their mental condition will get worse and they might lose hope. On October 7, early in the morning, Hamas caught Israel unprepared. Thousands of terrorists invaded Israel and committed the worst crime against the Jewish people since the Holocaust. They slaughtered innocent people in their homes, wiped out entire families, raped women, burned children, stole property, and destroyed entire villages. On Holocaust Remembrance Day, we honor the memory of 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis. We warn the world about indifference, hatred, and destruction. We remind everyone the cost of being silent against the horror and inaction in the face of evil. The connection between these two events is not just historical. It is moral and human. It shows how hatred toward the Jewish people persists and how the word silence enables evil. And after the Holocaust, Israel was established, vowing never again. But the horrors of October 7 proved that this promise remained unfulfilled. In this chilling reminder that hatred, violence, and evil still threaten the Jewish people's lives today. We now carry two painful memories, the victim of Auschwitz, Treblinka, and other death camps, and the victims taken from us on battlefields in Israeli villages and in the Nova Music Festival. We remember those who lost their lives and those who are still held captive by Hamas, fighting daily to survive unimaginable horrors. For them, every day is a struggle to stay alive and hold into hope. Never again is not just a saying, it's a demand for action against evil. We must stand guard, remind the world that the loss of humanity in the Holocaust, and fight cruelty. Their silence is like a consent to evil, to horrors against humanity. On October 7, they were silent in the face of Hamas crimes, murder, rape, and kidnapping. Today, some still support the actions of Hamas or even deny these atrocities. Against that, we stand strong, telling the truth and demanding justice. Right now, 59 Israeli hostages, innocent civilians, Jews, that are dying in Hamas tunnels in unhuman conditions, starving, beaten, and humiliated. We will never stop praying and fighting for demanding the safe return home to their families, to their people. Never again, we will not forget, we will not forgive, and we will never stop demanding justice. Your role is to keep speaking about them, to remember them in every action, and remind the world that evil and hatred still exist, and we face them with courage and dignity. Thank you very much. Am Yisrael Chai.
Ki
I'm now happy to introduce to you a very special person, which is Irene Shashar. And Irene, she survived the Holocaust, and it's so precious that we have witnesses here that are telling their stories. And Irene, you became a close friend of March of Life. You lived in Lima, Peru for several years, and we met each other in Tübingen in Germany. We had a very special encounter, and I'm happy to know you, and we're all happy that you're here tonight. Thank you for coming, and let's please welcome her with a warm hand.
First of all, I feel you. I feel you very close to my heart. I was with you in Germany, in Tübingen. And I consider Charlotte my sister. I appreciate and honor the fact that you're doing this incessantly from year to year. And you're coming, and I'm here with you in Jerusalem, the eternal capital of the state of Israel. What is this, for me to sit down? I see. Very good. Good idea. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you very much. And before I even start with my story of a Warsaw ghetto survivor, Ilan, I have a dream. And I want to express that dream here in front of this audience, who are like our brothers and sisters. I have a dream, and I want and demand of the world, if not of Gaza and the Hamas, to release those 59 Israelis, Jewish people like me and like you. They cannot survive there anymore, and I know it. I know it as a survivor of the Holocaust. I know what they're going through. I know what it is to be punished all the time. I know what it is to sit in dark places without being able to speak to anyone. I know what it is to be hungry, and I know what it is to be afraid of dying. So please help us fulfill my dream. I stand in front of you here to tell you that Hitler did not win. I was born in Warsaw, Poland, at the wrong time, and at the wrong place. I was born in 1937, and Hitler entered Warsaw, Poland, in 1939. You tell me, what wrong did I have the time to do between December 37 and September 39 for him to want to kill me? But he did want to kill me. And the first thing I had to do with my parents, David and Helena Levkovich, I was thrown raus. I was thrown into the Warsaw Ghetto. Mother, father, and I. Now I want to say in parentheses, I prepared the whole speech. But here it is. Here it is. But Heinz just told me a few minutes ago, please cut it down to 10, 15 minutes. So I'm telling you, I'm not going to read, I'm just going to read the last part of it, but I'm going to very succinctly resume my childhood, which I never had. The minute we were thrown into the ghetto, my father was murdered in the ghetto. The minute that my mother realized that somebody came to kill him, they would come and kill us, and we had to flee. How does a woman of 35-year-old and a little kid of 2 years and 2 months flee the Warsaw Ghetto? And you know, because you've studied and researched it, Warsaw Ghetto was one of the worst ones. You won't believe it. She picked up the entrance to the sewer of the ghetto. The sewer of the ghetto. She threw me in, threw in a black bag, which I can see as it was coming down, and she jumped herself in. We swayed and navigated probably for about 15 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. She was pushing me against the flow of the stink and the rats and everything else. But I don't have time to tell you all about it. It was an impossible journey, Ilan. But suddenly, she picked up something again. She jumped up, pulled me out, bag, and my lalechka. I had a doll, my lalechka, my companion. We were on the Aryan side of Warsaw, where it was completely forbidden for Jews to be there. We had to be inside the ghetto and die there out of hunger or any other malady. There were some good people, even in those times. And I'm telling you this because maybe it brings some memories to you or some things, stories that you've heard. My mother was born in Warsaw, went to school in Warsaw, had friends in Warsaw, Polish friends in Warsaw. We went into a house in the Aryan side. That's my phone. That is my son, David. I cannot talk to you now, baby. Thank you. By the way, that's part of my victory. No doubt about it. So I was saying, I'm shaking already. I was saying that she found friends. We walked, and I remember this was cold. I was dripping. I was all wet, and my lalichka was with me, and she was wet, and it was horrible, but it wasn't too long until she opened the gate, she opened the door, she opened a big table, sort of like a big wardrobe, and she pushed me into it, and she told me, my love, you're going to stay here. I'm going to bring you food. I love you immensely. And if you behave well, all this is going to finish soon, and we're going to go and play. Now, in retrospective, think with me, what she's telling me is that the end of the war depends on me, on my behavior, right? That's what she, really wanted me to understand. I was a little girl, I didn't know anything about war. I knew that I was freezing, I was cold, I was uncomfortable, and I wanted all this to finish. But you and I know that the war did not finish. Not in a day, not in a month, and not in a year. But I behaved well. I spoke only to my lalichka. I whispered, and I asked her, why do they do this to us? What did we do wrong? Where did we go wrong? Why are we punished? Why? Tell me why. I had some kind of a feeling of guilt, but I couldn't put my finger on it. What did I do? I learned how to go to the bathroom when I was still, even before 2 years old. I behaved so well. I was such a good girl. Why did I deserve this? Heinz, I'm going to finish soon. The war was over at some point. Somebody the other day asked me, Irene, how do you know that the war was over? The face of my mother. I saw her eyes, I saw her smile. I felt her hug. I felt her kiss. It was different than before. And at some point, the war was over. We went to Paris, where I started studying. I was already, by 45, I was already 8 years old, and I did not know how to read and write. But that's part of my new life. But at some point in 48, my mother, the one that gave me life more than once, passed away. I became an orphan and had to fight my way through life. And I did. She left instructions for me to go to Peru, Lima, Peru, and that's where I know Reuven Gutnecht from. I went to school there. I was adopted by my mother's favorite niece, Fela Topilsky, and her husband, Michał Topilsky. They gave me a new life. They gave me a path. They opened a path for success in life. And I started believing that life was beautiful. And I overcame all by myself without any professional help whatever happened to me. And I said to myself, if I do not fight and forget and forgive and start a new moment in my life, nobody will do it for me. I have to do it myself. So I succeeded in my studies. I finished high school, summa cum laude. I got scholarship to New York University. I finished my studies, and I found Israel to be my country. And this is where I'm going to now, Heinz, come to the written text. I found Israel to be my country. I had the privilege of teaching at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, and for 40 years, I contributed to the education of generations of students, teaching applied linguistics. I was blessed with the opportunity to have 2 children and 7 grandchildren. I did the very, very thing that Hitler tried so hard to prevent. Hitler did not cut down my family tree, and Hitler did not win. That's amen. Throughout the course of my life, I realized that it is not only my responsibility, but it is my obligation to the 1.5 million children who were not as fortunate as I was, to remind humanity that good can indeed triumph over evil. My grandchildren have their whole future in front of them, and it breaks my heart to see them growing up in war. I hoped and believed that I had paid my price, and yet my grandchildren must fight today to defend the right to live in our Jewish state. Since October 7th, the resurgence of anti-Semitism shows us that the hate of the past is still with us. Jews are again not feeling safe living in Europe and in other parts of the world. After the Holocaust, this should be unacceptable. Never again should truly mean never again. Anti-Semitism, thank you. Anti-Semitism persists. I have directly experienced the consequences of hatred. It is not enough to simply remember the Holocaust, and that is what you're doing. You are or we must act, and you are acting, so that such atrocities do not occur again. And here, my friends, my sisters, my brothers, I need your help. So the future generations, wait, let me get that page down. So the future generations will be strengthened on the basis of our relationship. On October 7th, we were vulnerable, and 1,200 Israelis' peaceful lives came to an end. The door of anti-Semitism all of us worked so hard to prevent was again reopened. I need your support. I need your friendship and your strength to stop the growth of anti-Semitism. I am an Israeli, and so are my children and grandchildren. Sabras. We are resilient. We want peace. Most 18 to 20-year-old men and women are now in the army defending our country. My 21-year-old grandson, Yarden, is one of them. They are fighting so that I can live peacefully for the remainder of life that I still have left. It's not too much. Let me confess to you, my friends, tears from these memories still roll down my cheeks at times, as I am sure yours do too at times. I am here today because 2-3 generations have now passed. And as a survivor, I feel I have the legitimacy to ask you for your help. More than any generation, my hope is that you will understand how important this is to me. Your voices are powerful because of your ancestors. Become my voice. Be our voice. Be a force of good. With our memories, the Jewish and the German people can come together to eliminate hate, to eliminate discrimination, to stand up against anti-Semitism, and insist on the immediate return of the hostages. Israel, you are not alone. We are not alone. You are with me. You are with us. And to those that deny the Holocaust, be my voice. Tell them what you know from your own personal histories, and you do have histories. Speak out for Israel with your friends, with politicians, and with anyone else you meet. After I'm gone, you can walk hand in hand with my children, my grandchildren, the children of Israel, for the generation to come. That's the last paragraph. Hitler did not win. Don't let him win now or ever. And now, if I may, to ask you to stand up with me for a minute of silence in memory of the 6 million innocent people massacred simply for having been born Jewish, and for the immediate return home of the 59 hostages still held in Gaza. Am Israel Chai.
Thank you so much, Irene, for your very moving and unique story. Thank you for sharing it over and over again. It's so important to hear her stories and also the other stories of the survivors. And she's absolutely right. She survived, Israel survived, and also Jewish and Israeli life and Jewish culture survived. So we also want to use this evening, this night, to celebrate Jewish life. And we're happy that the dance group, YC Dance, from the March of Life movement is with us tonight. And with their next dance, they want to honor Jewish life and Jewish culture with their dance, Achakelo.
עם כל זה יחק אלוהים, כל זה יחק אלוהים בכל יום שיבואי, בואי יבואי, יבואי לא יאחר, לא יאחר עם כל זה, עם כל זה, עם כל זה יחק אלוהים, כל זה יחק אלוהים בכל יום שיבואי, בואי יבואי, יבואי לא יאחר, לא יאחר And I know ויפבי שישממיה, yes I know אחק אלוהי בכל יום שיבואי And I pray ויפבי שישממיה, I still pray אם בכל לא ישמעו, he's here today He's here today יחק אלוהים, כל זה יחק אלוהים בכל יום שיבואי, בואי יבואי, יבואי לא יאחר, לא יאחר עם כל זה, עם כל זה, עם כל זה יחק אלוהים, כל זה יחק אלוהים בכל יום שיבואי, בואי יבואי, יבואי לא יאחר, לא יאחר ויפבי שישממיה, yes I know אחק אלוהי בכל יום שיבואי And I pray ויפבי שישממיה, I still pray אם בכל לא ישמעו, he's here today He's here today.
And I know we have a peace is my mayor. Yes, I know. And I pray, we have a peace is my mayor. I still pray. In Bekoilo Sishmo, he's here today. He's here to stay.
There's nothing we can do, just creating peace between our fellow Jew. And bring forth a redemption, you just need to believe. And I know, we are for peace, is my mayor, yes I know. Oh, and I pray. He's here today. He's here today. He's here to stay.
Thank you, YC Dance. I love their dances. And I now want to invite Jobs Bittner to speak to us. And Jobs, as we already heard, he's the founder and the president of the March of Life. And what you don't know is that he also was honored 5 times as one of Israel's most important Christian allies. And Jobs, let's please welcome him with a warm hand of applause.
So, es ist eine große Freude, hier zu sein. Ich spreche auf Deutsch, wie ihr hört.
It is a great joy to be here, and as you can hear, I am speaking in German.
Und das ist etwas Besonderes, gerade an diesem Platz das tun zu können.
And it is very special indeed to be able to do that right in this place.
Und die hier getanzt haben vom YC Dance, das waren die Enkel und die Urenkel von Familien, deren Väter und Großväter eben Nazitäter gewesen sind.
And the dancers here that are part of YC Dance, they are the ones whose own grandfathers and great-grandfathers were the Nazi perpetrators.
Und sie sind hier, sie lieben Israel, sie tanzen für Israel.
So they are here, they love Israel, they dance for Israel.
Und es ist für uns eine große Freude, mit euch zusammen zu sein.
And it is a tremendous joy for us to be together with all of you here.
Irene, vielen Dank für deine so starke Geschichte.
Irene, thank you so much for your powerful story and sharing
Und
it.
jede Minute ist so kostbar.
And every minute of it is so precious.
Und danke an alle Holocaust-Survivor, die ihr hier seid. Das ist für uns wirklich ein Privileg, mit euch zusammen zu sein.
And thank you also to all the other Holocaust survivors. It is our tremendous privilege to be here together with you.
Und ihr seid Vorbilder des Lebens.
And you are examples of life.
Und genauso Ilan, vielen Dank, dass du hier bist.
And also Ilan, thank you so much to you for being here.
Und ich glaube, niemand kann ermessen den Schmerz, den du trägst.
And I think nobody of us can actually measure the pain that you are carrying.
Und wir sind hier, um mit dir zusammenzustehen und deiner Familie und all den anderen Geiseln, die immer noch in den Terrortunneln der Hamas gefangen sind.
But we're here to stand with you and with all the other families of those victims of terror who are still in the tunnels of Gaza.
So, das Thema des March of the Nations in diesen 5 Städten habt ihr gehört, das heißt Israel, wir sind mit dir verbunden.
So as you've heard, our theme for the March of the Nations this year and in the cities is Israel, we are allied with you.
Und genauso haben wir ein Thema der Konferenz hier, das haben wir beschrieben mit dem Wort des Propheten Jeremia, ich habe euch Zukunft und Hoffnung gegeben.
But we also have a theme for the conference that we have prior to the marches, and it's taken from the prophet Jeremiah, which is Israel, I've given you a hope and a future.
Und viele Freunde aus Israel haben mir immer wieder gesagt, Jobs, das ist nicht einfach, wirklich Hoffnung zu haben in dieser Zeit und in die Zukunft zu schauen.
And so many of our friends here in Israel have said over and over again, Jobs, you know, it's not easy to have hope at this time.
Und wie kann das sein, dass wir diese Konferenz verbinden mit einer Ausstellung mit diesem seltsamen Titel From Foes to Friends?
And how is it possible that we connect this conference to an exhibition with a strange title of From Foes to Friends?
Warum entwerfen wir so eine Ausstellung da hinten mit diesem Titel und platzieren sie an einem Ort, an dem Adolf Eichmann der Prozess gemacht wurde?
So why on earth did we design an exhibition with such a strange title and place it, of all places, in the place where Adolf Eichmann had his trial?
Und wir wissen, Hannah Arendt, sie hat gesagt, er stand für die Banalität des Bösen.
And we know that Hannah Arendt said that he represented the banality of evil.
Und das sich hinter dem Schweigen und der Gleichgültigkeit verbirgt.
And this hides behind a veil of indifference and silence.
Und da sind wir an einem ganz wichtigen Punkt.
And this actually takes us to a very important point.
Weil der Holocaust hätte ohne die Gleichgültigkeit und das Schweigen der Menschen nicht stattfinden können.
Because without the indifference and silence of the people, the Holocaust would not have been possible.
So, und ich spreche die deutsche Sprache.
And I am speaking in German,
Das ist die Sprache der Nazitäter, die Befehle gegeben haben.
which is the language of the Nazi perpetrators who gave the orders and commands.
Und die geschwiegen haben, das waren unsere Väter, Mütter, Großväter und Großmütter.
And those who were silent were our own fathers and mothers and grandfathers and grandmothers.
Und es gehört zu der Geschichte der Marsch des Lebensbewegung, dass wir seit 2007 angefangen haben, die Geschichte der eigenen Familie anzuschauen.
And it is part of the March of Life movement that starting from 2007, we started to take a close look at our own personal family histories.
Und wir fingen an, die Dinge beim Namen zu nennen, was da wirklich geschehen ist.
And we started to name things for what they really were.
Und das ist unsere Geschichte. Unsere Väter und Mütter, die hatten in der Nazizeit eben ihre Schuldgeschichte beiseite geschoben.
And this is our story. Our fathers and mothers had repressed their stories of guilt. They pushed it aside.
Und meistens haben sie es auch irgendwie gelogen, ja, das weggelogen.
And most of the time they even lied to make it go away.
Und zu der Geschichte von der Marsch des Lebensbewegung gehört es, dass wir eben mit der Bitte um Vergebung Worte finden wollten, die unsere Vorfahren eben niemals ausgesprochen haben.
And part of March of Life is that we are finding words to ask for forgiveness that our grandfathers and fathers have never found.
So die Kinder, die Enkel, Urenkel der Nazitäter, die begegneten Holocaust-Überlebenden, so wie jetzt auf dieser Veranstaltung.
And the children and grandchildren of the Nazi perpetrators had encounters and they met Holocaust survivors and their descendants like we have had today.
Und sie hörten die Geschichten und das ist so wichtig.
And they heard the stories and that's so important.
Und diese Geschichten, die veränderten ihr Leben.
And these stories changed their lives.
Und beinahe bei allen Märschen des Lebens entstanden ganz tiefe Verbindungen und Freundschaften zwischen Holocaust-Überlebenden und zwischen den Kindern und Enkeln und Nachfahren von Nazitätern.
And with virtually all of the marches of life, close and deep relationships and connections were formed between the grandchildren and children of Nazi perpetrators and Holocaust survivors and their
Da
families.
passierte etwas Seltsames.
And something really peculiar happened.
Die Herzen verbanden sich
The hearts connected,
und aus Feinden wurden Freunde,
and foes and enemies became friends.
die mit Hingabe und Leidenschaft mit Israel verbunden waren.
And with all passion, with all commitment, they stand with Israel.
Und deswegen sind sie hier auf der Bühne und tanzen mit Leidenschaft und Liebe.
And that's why you see them on the stage, dancing with all their heart, with all their commitment and love.
Und ich frage mich, wenn das mit Nachfahren von Nazis möglich ist,
And I'm wondering if this is possible with descendants of Nazi perpetrators.
kann das nicht überall möglich sein?
Could this not also be possible anywhere else?
Ist es möglich, dass aus Feinden Israels Freunde werden?
Is it possible that the enemies of Israel can become friends?
So, Adolf Hitler hat nicht gewonnen, wir haben
So
es gehört.
Adolf Hitler did not win, we've heard that.
Aber er hat auch den Antisemitismus und Judenhass nicht erfunden.
But also, he did not invent anti-Semitism and hatred of Jews.
Den hat es schon tausende Jahre vorher gegeben.
That has been around for thousands of years before him.
Und leider gab es ihn 2000 Jahre in der Kirche.
And unfortunately, it has also been around for 2000 years in church history.
Der hat sich hinter Gleichgültigkeit und Schweigen versteckt und versteckt sich bis heute.
And it has always hidden behind indifference and silence and is still hiding to this day.
Und wir wissen, wie schnell sich das in Israel Hass verwandeln kann.
And we know how quickly that can turn to hatred of Israel.
Durch den christlichen Antisemitismus und Judenhass wurden Millionen von Juden im Zeichen des Kreuzes entwürdigt, beraubt, ausgegrenzt und getötet.
And in the name of Christianity, in the name of the cross, millions of Jews were humiliated, persecuted and murdered throughout the centuries.
Und das ist die Frage, wie können aus Feinden Freunde werden?
And that is the question, how can enemies and foes be turned into friends?
Wir konzipierten vor vielen Jahren im Zentrum unserer Stadt eine Ausstellung, die eigentlich in Tübingen durch Zufall entstand.
And so many, many years ago, we drew up a concept for an exhibition in our home city of Tübingen, and actually the way this happened was rather by coincidence.
Eigentlich wollten wir nur die Geschichte unserer Familien erzählen.
We had initially planned to only share the stories of our own families.
Aber israelische Touristen entdeckten diesen Ort und nannten ihn unser Museum.
But it was Israeli tourists who discovered this place and who called it the Israeli Museum in Tübingen.
Und dann brachten sie Erinnerungsgegenstände ihrer Familien mit, die sie aus den Ghettos und Konzentrationslagern mitgebracht hatten.
And then they started bringing artifacts from their own families that their ancestors had brought from the ghettos, from the camps, precious instruments and
Und an diesem Ort fanden kostbare Begegnungen statt.
And that became a place of precious, precious encounters.
Inzwischen ist dieses Museum, dieses kleine Museum in Tübingen von 1000 Touristen besucht worden.
And by now, this small, tiny museum in Tübingen has been visited by thousands of Israeli tourists.
Und sie sagen in Tübingen, ich bin an diesem Ort nach Hause gekommen.
And when they come to Tübingen to visit the museum, they say, wow, I've come home.
Und Ähnliches passiert in Leipzig.
And similar things we also see happening in Leipzig.
In Zusammenarbeit mit unseren jüdischen Freunden entstand so ein ähnlicher Ort.
In cooperation with our Jewish friends in Leipzig, a similar place was created.
Auch eine Ausstellung, wie Nachfahren von Nazitätern die Decke des Schweigens zerbrechen.
It is also an exhibition sharing the story of how descendants of Nazi perpetrators start breaking the silence.
Wie aus ehemaligen Feinden Freunde werden können, die ihre Stimme gegen Antisemitismus und Judenhass erheben.
And how former enemies and foes can become friends who now raise their voices for Israel.
Ein befreundeter Rabbi schlug vor, diesen Ort Hamakom zu nennen, einen besonderen Ort der Gegenwart Gottes.
And a rabbi who's friends with us made the suggestion to call this place Hamakom, a place of special encounter.
Und heute ist es ein Treffpunkt jüdischen Lebens, weil dort auch ein koscheres Kaffee zu finden ist.
And today many Jews come there just to congregate together because it is connected with a kosher cafe.
Aber warum eine Ausstellung in Jerusalem?
But now why on earth would we have an exhibition in Jerusalem?
In dieser Ausstellung geht es in erster Linie um Interaktion und erst in zweiter Linie um Information.
So this exhibition is first of all about interaction and only secondly about information.
Hier soll zuerst mal der Besucher lernen, wie er Schritt für Schritt Antisemitismus überwinden kann.
So this exhibition is to teach the visitor how to overcome anti-Semitism step by step themselves.
Hier kann er lernen, wie er diesen Antisemitismus seiner Familie entdecken kann, aufarbeiten, überwinden kann und dann aktiv werden kann.
And so here the visitor can learn how to discover anti-Semitism in his own family and then how to become active step by step, overcome it and what they can do about it.
Heute Abend ist der offizielle Start dieser Ausstellung.
So tonight is the official opening of the exhibition.
Und sie wird dann noch 2 Wochen in diesem Haus weitergeführt.
And then it will be in this house, it will be available for visits for 2 more weeks after the conference.
Und eigentlich ist es ein Versuch und der Anfang, ob da vielleicht etwas Größeres daraus entsteht.
And so this is actually like a trial run to see whether something more can be created from here.
Was wäre es, wenn es einen Ort geben würde, an dem Menschen sich in so einer Art Antisemitismus-Scanner unterziehen können?
So how would it be to create a place where people can like undergo a scan of anti-Semitism in their own lives?
Um einfach mal zu schauen, wie ist das bei mir selber?
To simply see, wow, how is it in my own heart?
Und der gleichzeitig ein Ort der Hoffnung sein könnte, dass Feinde Israels in den kommenden Generationen zu Freunden werden können.
But at the same time, it can be a place of hope that the enemies of Israel in future generations can become the friends of Israel.
Wenn ihr dann hineingeht, da steht auf dem ersten Schild der Ausstellung, Geschichte konfrontiert eine Wahl, wie wir weiterleben können.
But and it continues, it says, it also gives us a choice how we will continue from here.
Wir haben eine Wahl, wie wir leben können.
So we have a choice. How do we want to live?
Darum geht es bei der Ausstellung.
And that's what the exhibition is all about.
So, ich bedanke mich bei Michaela Buckel und dem ganzen Team, die das konzipiert haben.
And I would very much like to thank Michaela Buckel and her whole team who drew up the concept for this
Und die
exhibition.
ganze Ausstellung Gedanken fassen das zusammen, was wir als Marsch des Lebens Bewegung in Seminaren und in so vielen Veröffentlichungen immer wieder weitergeben als Botschaft.
And the exhibition summarizes all the message that we as March of Life carry and that we share in conferences and seminars.
Und Michaela Buckel wird jetzt uns das vorstellen, ein bisschen wie es aussehen wird, und begrüßt Sie doch mit einem herzlichen Applaus.
And Michaela Buckel will introduce the exhibition to us, what it's going to be like. Please welcome her very warmly.
So I won't spoil too much because you can see it afterwards, but I want to give a small preview in the exhibition. So when you come and you get out of the hall here, you will first see a coat. It's a colorful coat, and probably some people even know the story. It's a story of Joseph, because he was the favorite son. Jacob had 12 sons, but he loved one more than the other. And that's exactly what we see with Israel, that God chose Israel because he loved Israel. Not because it was special in the first place, but it was his decision. So we have first this colorful coat, and there's scripture written on it. So we have there all the scriptures, all the promises God gave to Israel and still gives to Israel. It's still, all these promises belong to Israel. And then we can see how the nations react to this choice of God. And what we see that most nations, like almost everyone, reacts with envy, but also with just being indifferent. And that's what Job's already said. Where does anti-Semitism start? And then we continue with the church, and what we see, a cut-off tree, and it symbolizes that the early church, they split, and Christians became the worst enemies of Jews. And you can say that 13 million Jews were killed in the name of the cross. So before there was anti-Semitism, you have anti-Judaism. So this is talking about this. And then we continue to tell that it is a worldwide phenomenon, and it's interactive. So the next is a map, and it's just a preview we exactly that some countries. It's not that only these countries have a problem with anti-Semitism, but it's like a small preview, and you can take them and look at it. One is about the story of anti-Semitism, but also the story of the Holocaust in this country. And then you can continue, and go and we talk about the veil of silence, and then you have to go to a special veil. So because you have to break the silence in their own families, and you have to walk through this veil of silence to get to the next part of the exhibition. And it's talking about the worldwide movement of March of Life. And we represented all the marches. We have organizers and directors here from all over the world, and their marches are represented in this place. And also the March of the Nations, of course, where we come to. And what's most important for the March of Life and also the movement is the personal stories. So we have stories how people transformed from foes to friends. We have some stories from Germany, but not only, also from Iran, Hungary, Poland, and that stands for many, many. We could put hundreds of stories in there, but it's just an example. And it should be an encouragement that actually foes can turn into friends. And we hope that you will have a look in the exhibition afterwards. And if not tonight, in the next 2 weeks, we will be there and also do tours. We'll be very happy to see you there.
Thank you, Michaela, for also creating this wonderful exhibition with a great team. So definitely use the chance and go and see the exhibition. Also invite your friends, of course. It will be open in the next 2 weeks. Now, I am very happy and honored that we have an ensemble of the IDF with us tonight. And as March of Life, we want to show our appreciation and also honor the IDF for protecting their country, for fighting for freedom. And
It's my joy that they are here with us tonight. Thank you also to Rafi Heumann from Keren HaYesod for making the contact. And now please welcome them with a warm hand of applause.
את העולם כולו אשכח, אני לבד נצטח. זה יפתח, זה יפתח, זה יפתח עליי.
שיר הצפון מגולן עד חברון, עד כנרת ועד לרמה. נזמר והשיר יביא להמון, יהדהד עד מדבר השממה.
אלינו, אלינו, אלינו לים, אל הים המלא והפרוע.
אל השמש הזאת, לרוחות הזאת, כי הים לכולנו פתוח. שלווה, ולא עושים שום דבר, ולא עושים שום דבר. שלווה, ועוד שבוע הבא. הגאדים מתוארים בהרוסים, שקים על החרמון מול שמש ומסים, ובהילת רפאים על הרמה, חמור לא נטועה כי תרם מלחמה. הקיץ שווה לשנתיו הישנים.
אני עומד על החומה, עומד בגשם לבדי בכל העיר העתיקה. מונחת לי על כף ידי, אני מביט במאורה.
תן לנו לחיות היום מההתחלה, תן לנו מההתחלה ועד הסוף, ואז תראה איך שאני הולך יפה בתלם, והולך 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 והולך, ואז תראה איך שאני הולך יפה בתלם, והולך 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 והולך. אנחנו עוד נראה את הימים האחרים, את הימים האחרים. עם כל הלהקה. Thank you. Thank you so much. יש מלאכים שעפים גם בלי כנפיים, עם האש שבעיניים, ומוכנים להסתכן ושנוכל להזדקן. יש מלאכים לצד רובה תופסים גיטרה, שומרים על מדינה ששרה על התקווה שמעלה, תפילות משעת
לוחמת, אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים
את הרוח הלוחמת, אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים
את החיים.
יש מלאכים שנשלחים מהשמיים, לרחום ומהידיים, להגן, להילחם על חלומו של כל לוחם. כמו אריות ששואגים מאהבה, מתוך ליבה של הקרבה, שאין דומה לה בעולם, ובזכותה הכל קיים. והרוח הלוחמת אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים את הרוח הלוחמת, אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים
את החיים.
ברוח הלוחמת אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים את הרוח הלוחמת, אף פעם לא נשברת. כשהם עולים על המדים הם לוחמים, הם מלאכים שמקדשים את
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thank you so much. And can I just see who wants to hear some more songs of them? Okay, in just a moment we will. But Shira and Ella, you wanted to tell us something about your family story, and I also want to ask Kim and Anna to come on stage, because as we heard, what is crucial about the March of Life are the personal family stories, and that you as descendants of Holocaust survivors can stand here together with descendants of Nazi perpetrators is what the March of Life is about, and I want to ask you to share your story, if it's okay for you.
אז אני אדבר בעברית.
So I will talk in Hebrew.
שלום לכולם, אני אלה, אני בת 19.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. I'm Ella and I'm 19 years old.
ואני דור שלישי לשואה.
And I'm the third generation of Holocaust survivors.
אני רוצה לספר לכם על המשפחה שלי.
I would like to share with you my family's history.
שני הצדדים במשפחה היו בשואה.
Both of my sides were Holocaust survivors and were affected by the Holocaust.
הצד שלי היו בפולין ורוב המשפחה לא שרדה.
My mother's side, they were from Poland and they did not survive. Most of the family.
סבא וסבתא לא מרבים לדבר על זה.
My grandparents don't talk about this.
ומהצד של אבא הם היו בלוב, טריפולי.
And from my father's side, they have been in Libya and Tripoli.
סבתא שלי, זיכרונה לברכה, הייתה רק בת 7 כשפרצה המלחמה.
And my grandmother was only 7 years old when the war broke out.
היא ברחה לבד לארץ, פגשה את סבא.
And her family was murdered, so she went on her own to Israel.
לא רק שהיא הקימה משפחה לתפארת של 12 ילדים.
So in Israel, she met my grandfather and they built a beautiful family of 12 children.
היא גם אימצה למשפחה ניצולת שואה בשם אלכה.
But they also adopted a Holocaust survivor named Elke into the family.
אני מודה לכם על ההקשבה וההזדמנות לספר את הסיפור שלנו.
And I thank you for the opportunity that I can share my history to you.
קוראים לי שירה,
My name is Shira.
אני בת 19, דור רביעי לשואה.
I'm 19 years old and I'm the fourth generation of Holocaust survivors.
אני אשמח לספר לכם את הסיפור של המשפחה שלי.
I'm grateful to share my family story with you tonight.
סבתא שלי נולדה ב-1911 למשפחה מאוד עשירה בפולין.
So my grandmother was born into a family in Poland. They were quite wealthy.
היו בבעלותם שדות נפט רבים שהיום שייכים לאוקראינה.
They were owning many oil fields and this is now part of Ukraine.
טונקה הק, לימים יונה שילדויז, עלתה לארץ ב-1935 ובכך ניצלה.
My great-grandfather, Tonka Hek, later known as grandmother, later known as Yona Schildhuis, immigrated to Israel in 1935 and thus was saved.
כל משפחתה המורחבת נספו, למעט אחיה שאיבד את אשתו ואת 3 ילדיו.
Her entire family perished except for her brother, who lost his wife and 3 children.
יונה נישא לדוב וילדה 2 בנים ובת קטנה, חנה, סבתא שלי, שהיום בת 76.
And after marrying Dov, she had 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, and the youngest Hannah is my grandmother and she's now 76 years old.
תודה רבה רבה על ההזדמנות לספר לכם על המשפחה שלי ולהנציח אותם.
Thank you so much for having us and that we have the opportunity to share our stories with you.
Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for being here tonight. And then I want to ask Anna and also Kim to tell us their family stories.
So it's really special to stand with you here. And my name is Kim. I'm 25 years old. And I'm the 4th generation of Nazi perpetrators. My great-grandfather, Reinhold Kasch, he was 30 years old when the war began. And in the first days, he was already in the Wehrmacht, going into Poland. And after that, he was in Kovno in Lithuania at the time where they established the ghetto in the city. And after that, he went to Leningrad, where the German army blocked the city, and over 1 million people died there of starvation. And that's my family story. And it's really an honor to stand here, to share the truth, but to make a difference. And I really love you all. I love to be here in Israel. And it's an honor to be part of the March of Life and to make a difference from my family history.
I'm Anna, and I'm also a descendant of Nazi perpetrators. All of my 4 great-grandfathers were fanatic Nazis. One of them was even part in burning down a synagogue in Darmstadt in Germany. His name was Theodor Hermann. And the others also were part of the Wehrmacht, of SS and SA, killed many Jews, hated them, persecuted them. And I'm also here to make a difference, to tell you I'm loving Israel with all of my heart. I love the Jewish people. And also a part of it is singing Hebrew songs. I use my voice on different marches of life. Since October 7, I was on about 10 marches and sang Hebrew songs. And it's also a sign for me to stand with Israel and against anti-Semitism. And it's special that we here with the singers and that we can sing songs together and also make a sign that we stand together for Israel.
Thank you so much for sharing your personal stories. This is so important and also so special and heart-moving to hear. And I think this is a very good sign that really foes can become friends. And now I'm happy that we have the chance to hear 2 more songs sung together by the IDF ensemble and also part of the March of Life band.
restores all broken hearts, forms darkness and light, creator of peace and strife.
And who sits on the judgment throne? Who forgives acquits and dawns the long robe of mercy, watches on and holds for me. שאני לא אכנע בסוף.
Who is was and will remain? Who gives life and obliterates, opens up all ends, wings to fly and feet to land. Who me? שאני לא אכנע בסוף. נה 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 נה
מתגעגעת כמו ים שאין לו חוף. רק תגידי לי
חבק אותי והבטיח שאני לא אכנע בסוף. שאני לא אכנע בסוף.
Thank you so much.
Join us.
אני רואה רחוב כמו נהר בוער, ואנשים לעבודת יומם הולכים.
ותינוקות של בן רבן עם הילקוט שעל גבם, ובידיהם גם ענפי הדס פורחים.
פתאום זה בא ומתבהר, ולעצמי אני אומר, לא, לא, לא תנצחו אותי, לא מנצחים אותי כל כך מהר. לא, לא, לא תנצחו אותי, לא מנצחים אותי, לא מנצחים אותי, לא מנצחים אותי כל כך מהר.
הנה ימים רעים, ימים טובים, ימים רעים, ומה עצוב ומה נעים, להתראות. הנה האור חוזר, ציור של יום קר
תמיד להיות מאוחדים.
עם ישראל חי,
גם להיות בלילות, גם בשעות הכי קשות.
בקרוב תזרח השמש, נדע ימים יפים מאלה, הלב ניחם בדאגות. כולם יחזרו הביתה, נחכם להם למטה, הלוואי נדע בשורות טובות. ים הנצח לעולם לא מפחד, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אחת לא בודד, שיספרו המלחמות. עם ישראל חי,
אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים.
עם ישראל חי, בעליות בירידות, גם בשעות הכי קשות. הקהל ברוך הוא שומר עלינו, מביא הכל עלינו. יהיה לנו עוד מדינה, נעשה שלום בינינו, שמור על ילדינו. כי לא אתה אמונה. עם ישראל, עם ישראל כאן.
כל היחידות מוכנות? גולני!
1, 2, שוב!
תקלאווי!
1, 2, שוב!
שוויון!
1, 2,
איפה
מי
גבעת?
יכול עלינו?
חיל הים, חיל האוויר! תותחנים, צנחנים! כל היחידות בצה"ל בגוד אחר בודר בו על הראש שלך!
מי יכול עלינו?
מי יכול עלינו?
מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם.
העם הזה הוא משפחה, אחד ועוד אחד זה סוד ההצלחה. עם ישראל לא מוותר, תמיד על היום הבא אנחנו נשאר. ותדאגו החיים הם מתנה, הכל צפוי ברשות נתונה.
מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה, להיות בשמחה תמיד.
Thank you everybody!
תודה רבה.
Danke!
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We didn't finish, everything is alright, you can stay. It isn't done. Another song.
This is a hope medley.
בימים כמו היום אפשר לקחת עוד אוויר, להתפלל, להתפרק. מותר לבכות כדי לשיר, ויש בי רוע, אני יודעת.
מדרכה מתנדנדת, אני סומך על הקשר שימשיך לרדת, שימשך הלילה, אהובתי על פחד. תמיד הכי חשוב לפני עלות השחר.
עלה למעלה, עלה למעלה לבן אדם, עלה למעלה, כי כוח אצלך, יש לך כנפי רוח, יש לך כנפי רוח, כנפי נשרים אבירים. אל תיקח רשפה וניקחשו לך, דרוש אותם דרוש בן. יום אחד אולי אפרוס כנפיים, יום אחד תראה שלא אפריים, יום אחד אולי אפרוס כנפיים, וזה יהיה כל כך נחמד. יום אחד אולי אפרוס כנפיים, יום אחד תראה שלא אפריים, יום אחד אולי אפרוס כנפיים, וזה יהיה כל כך נחמד.
Thank you so much.
The next song is an IDF band song.
בתוך אבק הקרב מתפזר שם לבן, מסך דמעות יורד, עולים על מכונת הזמן.
2000 שנות היסטוריה ופלא התקומה, חוליה עוד חוליה, שרשרת נפש הומייה.
וכשהאור יעלה, הלב יתחמם, שמע קולנו, תן רוח מכנפינו. יש בית, יש בית להילחם.
אצבעות רכות עוטפות את הכאב, הן נצמדות חזק לתוך אגרוף של אהבה.
הנני שלחני כי יש עוד דרך ארוכה, עוד לא נולד האור שלא ינצח חשכה. יש בית להילחם.
וכשהאור יעלה,
הלב יתמלא
כוח ליום חדש.
עד הערב עולם זה אחד, אתה לא נשאר לבד. וכשהאור יש בית להילחם. וכשהאור יעלה, הלב יתחמם, שמע קולנו, תן רוח בכנפינו. יש בית, יש בית להילחם. יש בית להילחם.
The translation for this song is Yesh Bait Leilachem means there's a home to fight for. So it's a song that means a lot for us. Thank you so much.
שאנו שברי כלים, עודנו כלי חמדתו. תוכו רצוף אהבה, רצוף אהבה, ביתו צפוף לרווחה, צפוף לרווחה, ממציא לנו מחילה, לא רק בשעת הנעילה, אחד ומיד תהילה.
שורת הדין מנהיג את עולמו, ומלפני המלאכים דורש בשלום עמו. תוכו רצוף אהבה, רצוף אהבה, ביתו צפוף לרווחה, צפוף לרווחה, ממציא לנו מחילה, בשעת הנעילה, אחד ומיד תהילה.
עתידו לתת ברך התפר, שמן ששון תחת תפר,
מעטה תהילה תחת רוח רצוף אהבה, ממציא לנו מחילה, לא רק בשעת הנעילה, לחד ומיד תהילה. רצוף אהבה, רצוף אהבה, ביתו צפוף לרווחה, צפוף לרווחה, ממציא לנו מחילה, לא רק בשעת הנעילה, לחד ומיד.
Thank you so much.
Again, thank you so much for being here. Really means a lot to us, and it's so special how you sing, and you'll be performing the Hatikva in just a second, but before we have some announcements. For all the participants of the March of Life, this was only the night of the beginning, and tomorrow at 9 a.m. we will continue and start with the conference. And if you're wondering where to find your program, it's on your badge, on the back side of your badge. There's a QR code, you can just scan it, and there you'll find the program. And then on Wednesday, all the participants will go to 5 different cities all over Israel, and this is what the March of the Nations is about, that the participants, the international participants, they get together with Israelis all over the country to declare that we are standing with you, we're here in friendship, and we're side by side with Israel. And we'll be going to Metula and to Zikron Yaakov, to Tiberias, to Beersheba, and to Netanya. And if you're not joining us yet, you definitely have to join us. Also, if you're watching online, you have to join us in one of the cities. You have to come there. And if you want to inform yourself or you want to invite friends from Israel, you can send them our Hebrew website, which is marchofthenations.com/HE for Hebrew. marchofthenations.com/HE.
Yes, be a part of the March of the Nations. And tonight, is the great opening of the exhibition that we already heard about. So please use the time and go and see the exhibition tonight. But not only tonight, it will be open for 2 weeks from May 11, which is today, until May 26, from Sunday to Thursday, always between 3 and 6 p.m. So if you want to come again, feel free to do so, and also bring your friends and invite them. The entrance is free. And all of it was created through donations, and you can also be a part of it and also donate if you want. So there is a slide with a QR code. If you want to join or be a part of it, you can donate as well. And also there will be a donation box at the exhibition, and you can give whatever you want. So there will also be guided tours in German on Wednesday, May 14 at 12:30. And also one guided tour in English on Thursday, May 15 at 8 a.m. So if you want to join a guided tour, you can be there as well. Wrong time? 5:30 p.m. I was just corrected. So it's 5:30 p.m. And there will also be an online tour for those who are joining the March of the Nations online, and you will get all the information via email or the website if you want.
Yeah, and we now want to ask you to stand, and we want to ask the singers to come on stage again for the national anthem of Israel, the Hatikva.
So the doors are opening right now. You can visit the exhibition, and once again, I was corrected. There are guided tours in German and English every day. So only the online tours are limited to these 2 dates. If you want to get guided tours, be there, invite your friends, and enjoy the exhibition and the rest of the night. See you tomorrow or on Wednesday in the different cities.
Kien, 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 shichecha Ilifne chise kevodecha Ve'en ve'nistar mineged enecha
V'yein nistor min neged einecho V'yein